Hey, what's up everyone? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Here we have the next update video for the Energy Blade Inquisitor in Path of Exile 1, and it's going to be for the week 3 of the league, and might also be the final one for this build, even though I still have a little bit detail left to do here to really make the build shine, but I'll go over them at the end of the video so you're up to date and can have something to chase after. At the moment we're currently at around 60 to 70 million shaper DPS when fully buffed, and it just deletes bosses in seconds, and it also has pretty good defenses as well, and of course being a brand build it's quite safe playstyle, as we can stand on safe distance most of the time basically, and even pre-cast our brands right on the bosses before they start, which is really helpful. I would estimate that we are around 200 divines in the build right now, around that, and as always with attribute stacking there's always going to be improvements to be made for the build. If you're jumping in new here, I have some other videos going over the progression of the build, as you can look up it up if you are interested to see or maybe trying out for yourself, if you're new or just looking for inspiration on different kinds of level of investment. Now let's take a look on the biggest changes from the last video that we made here, and that's going to be that we are now using mostly Elder influence gear. And yeah, even the uniques we are using, and there are a reason for that. And that's going to be from one of the new ULs that were introduced here called Bound by Destiny, and you have some different roles that you can go for here, but as we are in attribute stacking build, we have the first one node here when we have 2 Warlords items that gives us a percent increase to strength, and this is something that I can improve obviously here, and the fourth one doesn't really matter to us right now, and then we also have the last row there which will increase attributes if 6 Elder items are equipped. So this is a really huge item obviously for attribute stackers, right? And yeah, I got this pretty cheap. I bought this for 10 divines for a bad roll one, and I just used 2 divines on it, and I managed to hit the 15 increase attributes for it, and I just kept it as it is for now at least. And as I mentioned, there are some other ones that you can go for as well. Me personally, when we are doing blood magic, you want to focus more on life, so strength is the best option for us. However, you could also go with intelligence, right, if you are more speccing into the hybrid with mana, and then you want to go for 2 Crusader items instead for the intelligence one. But yeah, 30% attributes is obviously huge for any attribute stacking build, but there are other combinations that you can go for. For the Warlord part, I went with a Cogwork ring and just influenced it with both Elder and Warlord. And to make that you need 2 Cogwork rings, and you want to buy 1 Elder Exalt Orb and another Warlord Exalt Orb, and you want to slam on each of the other ones of the rings, one with Elder, one with Warlord, and then you want to use a Awakener Orb to fuse them together, right? And that's how you get a double influenced item. And we're also using a Ring of Calandra here, and this will make it count as double rings, right? And yeah, it's the lazy way to go, and here you have some improvements that could be made. I managed to get one with triple attributes, the intelligence is a little bit low, and also the crit multi that I managed to get there is absolutely garbage, but yeah, it's still a nice ring, and that's what we're going with at the moment. And we also managed to get some Elder uniques. The Ivory Tower is going to be one of them. Ratpith Globe is going to be the second one, and then we have Cyclopean Coil as usual for all attributes. It's already an Elder item, and then lastly just an Elder influence boot. The boots, I basically just crafted them on the normal item and managed to get one with the open prefix and just slammed the Elder Exalt on that as well, and I managed to get the endurance charge on kill, which is really nice actually when we are mapping, just more fizz mitigation overall. And then for the Ivory Tower and also the Rat Pith, I just bought them from Trade, right? I'm not really sure how you got the split version here, probably something with the beast crafts, right? But yeah, Ivory Tower, this one was probably chanced. You can use the Orb of Chance to get these, and you can also use on corrupted items, the tainted one, right? Tainted Orb to get unique influence items. Not really sure how to get this one though, but yeah, I managed to get this for 25 divines. I got the tower for 10 divines. If you do know how to get these items, feel free to tell me in the comments. I'm eager to know. So that's how you get your 6 Elder items, and same here, there are some other ways you could go for, like you could change out Crown of the Inward Eye even, and go for flat attributes, and I think you can even get increased to intelligence, if I'm not right, from a hunter mod, right? Is also something to consider, and then you also want to get a Elder mod on it as well, right? But yeah, those are the changes for the items really. A Calandra's Touch ring with the new cogwork ring that we made here, and also the Elder influenced items. I also managed to get the new Corrupted Blood immunity Yule that I got for a on a Abyssal this time, because we are a little bit lacklustering with Yules or Yule slots, right? There are one new that we also got, and that's going to be the Emperor's Mastery. And this also is quite expensive. I think I managed to get this for 25 divines, and you get a 7% increase to attributes there with increased maximum life and also global defense. Just really awesome to push those numbers up. Then for the passives, last time I was talking about these nodes here for the defense purpose that they give you here. The increased evasion rating per 5 intelligence is really awesome to boost up the evasion. Now I did have to respect from those and just put them on damage instead, and that's because I really needed that extra fire resist actually to get myself capped. And yeah, this is what we're going for so far, and just to make us basically capped, right? For now at least, and we might change up a little bit on another video. And I also saw that I were spec'd into this node here. That's because I had a little bit of dexterity issue before I managed to get the ring. And yeah, so there we go, we buffed up a little bit more energy shield. That's how it's supposed to be. Now the next big thing is that we actually spec'd out of Inevitable Judgment. And as we're not spec'd into Inevitable Judgment anymore, we now can spec into Sanctuary, and this provides you the normal buffs that you get from Consecrated Ground, like I think it's 5% life regen that we will get to Energy Shield instead, and then also reduced effect of curses, right? And then we also make it so enemies take 15% increased damage as well, which is really awesome, and just adds up to the damage numbers. This will be applied while we are stationary, so each time you use shield charge, this will create a consecrated ground basically. Now the reason we respect our Ascendancy is because our Merc Setup. So the Merc is a little bit changed. We are using now a Dorianis prototype, and this basically makes it so nearby enemies have lightning resist equal to yours, or in this case our Merc. So here you want to get as much negative lightning resist as you can get. I'm currently at 169, so it's a huge damage multiplier by using this, and basically tripling the damage we do almost from this. And yeah, we do get some lightning resist from our Victorious Charity here, but I really like to use this when we are mapping, because we are getting those frenzy charges. It really adds up to the build, I feel. But yeah, without that shield, we get almost to 200. 200 is going to be the cap, and you can't go over that. And yeah, that's going to 3x your damage by using that. However, when we are using this, the Merc, we are really built around the Merc, right? And some of the really endgame bosses, they do deal so much damage and can be hard to keep the Merc alive. Most of the cases, the bosses just instantly die before they even can do anything to the Merc. But yeah, some bosses that do have a couple phases, you know, these can be a problem with the setup. But if you do have that problem, you can just spec into Inevitable Judgment once again. But yeah, this is what I've been playing with so far right now, and it's been working really well for me. And to get the negative lightning resist from your Dorianis prototype, you want to get a something like this, a ring with negative lightning resistant on them. And this is you get these from the mirrors that you find on the maps, and you want to get one with as much negative lightning resist as you can to get yourself to the 200 cap. And I use another Calandra touch ring here. This will reflect the other ring, so this will give us a shit ton of lightning resist to the negative. And lastly, we're also using a Immortal Flesh. This can also give you negative to all elemental resist up to 25%, and this can actually be improved even more if you add elemental resist catalyst to them, and this will improve them, and you can get it up to -30. Now we're also using some new gloves here, and that's going to be to inflict lightning exposure, and also we have those to give you a chance to unrive enemies for 4 seconds. And then just some boosts to keep our resist up a little bit. And yeah, we're still using Purple Toe here. I made a anoint as well, Revelry, which will increase the effect of our auras. In this case it's haste. And lastly, Blood Price. This helm makes it so nearby enemy monster have at least 8% of life reserve, which basically lowering their life and make it just die faster, right? Now we also managed to get a shit ton of life regen from our helm, and also the Immortal Flesh, adding up to almost 500 life regen for the Merc, which really helps to keep it alive. And now for the last part, the thing that's most annoying is that I'm actually looking for a new Merc, and I've been farming for like 2 days now without finding him. And that's going to be the next upgrade for the build, and it's gonna make us add 1 additional aura basically. And the one Merc that I'm looking for is going to be a Strength Int Merc. And the one I'm looking for is going to be the Fallen one. It's going to be this one. So this will add us Zealotry and also Wrath. So this will give us 1 extra aura, right? We're currently using Wrath on our setup, so we can change out our Wrath for the haste aura as we're getting from our current Merc. But then we're also getting Zealotry, which will add to an extra more damage multiplier, right, to our spells, which is really awesome. And we can also use the same items that we already use on our current Merc on that one. But this also makes it so we can change out our Watcher's Eye for a better one. Now the one that we're using right now, this gives us just some crit multiplier while affected by precision, and also we get the lightning damage leash as energy shield while affected by wrath. Now the reason why that's so nice is because of this line right here. Gain Arcane Surge for 4 seconds when you created consecrated ground while affected by Zealotry. And basically Arcane Surge, what it does is it will give you a damage multiplier for your skills. I think it's like 15% or something like that. And then you also get cast speed, which will also improve the brand damage, right? It will make them deal damage faster. So it's a really awesome damage, and yeah, you can grab this with a precision node as we already have for double damage. You can go with triple damage with increased lightning damage while affected by wrath, something like that. And sadly nothing with the damage leech is up on trade right now. But yeah, maybe it's coming up, or maybe not. But the leech is something that you can play around with and get from other sources, right? You can just go basically and spec back into these nodes right here. You only need basically 1 up here to get the spell damage leech, right? And it should be enough when you're getting those bigger damage numbers. Should be enough with just 1 point here instead of going the whole wheel. So those were the changes to the build so far, and also what I'm aiming for with the Merc there. And I might even try and build a little bit differently, going with the mana version instead of the life, and it do work pretty much the same as we're doing right now, but instead of focusing heavily on life and strength, you instead try and invest more into intelligence and just scaling the energy shield, right? I'm probably going to take a look on that, but yeah, that's going to be for another video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you find this video helpful, and if you have any other questions, feel free to drop a comment and I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!